guys, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. You'll have to excuse me today because I've got a touch of hay fever, so my eyes are watery and my voice is a little bit funny, but I'm sure that you'll be able to manage through the annoyingness that is my voice at the moment. Anyways, what I wanted to go through today was a little bit on desuckering. Different types of equipment that can be used to remove shoots, to remove water shoots that are down low. These are three of my favourite. I find that this one is probably my favourite out of all of them. You often need these still to get to difficult spots, but this one is also quite effective removing shoots. Might seem a little bit harsh, but they are efficient. You can move through really quickly and remove the shoots and be certain that they're not going to grow back. And I'll show you one of the most important things to consider while you're using secateurs especially, and why it's important that you get the entire shoot and not just part of it. As I'm walking down the row, I'm just looking at the trunk, and these ones have been done but not done well, so a lot of the growth has come back, and part of the reason why is because some of the shoot has been left down low and it's been able to regrow from the growth that's left down low. So one thing to consider is removing the entire water sucker or sucker or lateral water shoot, whatever you want to call it, is removing it. So we go from the irrigation wire down, remove that, because we know that from here up is going to get protected by the spray, by whatever pest and disease preventatives that we put on. Right here you can see these shoots aren't protected by the spray at all. So the top of this may well get powdery, and if it's allowed to keep growing, it's going to push the powdery straight up into the canopy. So as this grows with powdery on the shoot, because it's been missed by the spray, it's going to push it into the canopy, and then you're going to have powdery through the entire vineyard. So removing these guys is really crucial. Now when you spur prune, you cut the shoot, through a node, and you leave a couple of nodes down low, here and here. That's a spur prune vine. So it's really important to remove the entire shoot, because if I just cut this one down here and leave a stump, there is a little bud right at the tip of this guy, right there, and if I leave that much of the shoot, it's going to be able to regrow. So what you want to do is remove the entire thing. It's really important to remove the entire thing, otherwise it's just going to regrow. So here I've just cut that guy off. It's flat and it's perfect. Spring, you don't have to worry about any dieback or anything like that, and you don't have to worry about dieback with these soft shoots either. It's not gonna, you won't get any desiccation down in further. The shoot's not gonna die back. It hasn't got enough vascular tissue in here to create desiccation inside the trunk. So it's fine to remove these guys off flat. It's only when they're older and lignified they have enough vascular tissue to cause desiccation. Right now it's too soft. There's not enough vascular tissue in here to die and cause desiccation inside where you can't see. So these shoots are fine to cut off flat, and you don't allow for any regrowth that way. So one of the misconceptions is that if you cut off a shoot, you're going to get desiccation down in the trunk, and it's going to inhibit sap flow from the root system up to the vine, and vice versa, and from the vine back down to the root system. That's not going to happen when you do the shoots this way, and the main reason being is that there's no vascular tissue there to die. It hasn't developed enough yet. And when it's lignified, it may well cause desiccation problems inside, but right now the sap is pushing in an outward motion, so it's not going to allow your type of dieback spores to penetrate down into the wound you've created, and also desiccation is not going to be an issue, so do not worry about that. Cut them off flat. It will not allow any regrowth, and it'll also make desuckering or shoot removal easier the following year, because the shoots will come from a new position and they'll be subtle and you'll be able to snap them off with your fingers. So normally this can be done with a glove. Run your hand up the whole trunk, because often a small shoot or something will hide behind where you can't see. So if you rub your hand down every knot, you know that you're getting all the shoots that are there. But if they're at this size that these guys are now, using secateurs or one of these hatchet or axe devices is good, handy. So with this guy, removing these guys that are under the ground, you see a spur was left here 1 year. Someone's cut that off pretty high, and as a result you've got 3 shoots growing off of this spur that was left last year. because somebody cut it off too high. If you've got one of these guys, it's really simple to just axe it off. I've removed those little spurs that were there, and I've removed all the shoots off flat and not allowed for any regrowth. So there, where we had that spur coming off, that's now been completely removed. That was that spur that was left. That's been chopped off by the hatchet, and it's just a much better system to use. We don't have to worry about any regrowth coming back off of those spurs next year. So if you can keep all the growth up here on the trunks, much easier to remove than the stuff that's coming out from under the ground. Again, this is another example of where it's been cut off too high, and as a result you've got all these little shoots growing off of the spurs that were left last year. And same with these, can knock them off. Yeah, and then there's no water shoots left on the trunk, no suckers left on the trunk. It's clean from the irrigation wire down, spray coverage up the top, protects everything else, and you're removing that weak link that's going to create powdery later on. Watching this, guys, I really appreciate it. If you found it informative or useful, could you please consider clicking the like button and possibly subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll see you on the next video.